What's going on, everyone? This is Kevin here, coming at you with my review of the Google Pixel 9. So without further ado, let's get started. So this is the Google Pixel 9. Now for full disclosure, I did buy this one with my own money. They have sent me devices in the past, but they did not this year. But no problem though. Now the Pixel 9 is one of several phones launched very recently. There's also the Pixel 9 Pro Fold, there's the Pixel 9 Pro, and there's the Pixel 9 Pro XL. Now if you're curious, I actually traded in my Pixel Fold for this device, and with that trade-in, I only actually paid $30 for this phone. So that is pretty cool. However, it does have an MSRP of $799. Now $799 is quite a bit of money, and this phone is already depreciated a lot in just about a week and a half since it was launched. So you can go on Swappa or eBay right now and buy this device either used or open box for way less than the full MSRP. Literally hundreds of dollars less than the full MSRP. I have a feeling there's a lot of people who traded in other devices for this device, and that's why it has depreciated so fast. But the point is that if you are looking to save money on a Pixel 9, I recommend looking into used and open box options first before paying that full $799 for the phone. That being said though, it is still a very capable smartphone, and in many ways it is worth that full price. But just letting you know if you do want to save some money. Now before we get too far into things here with the phone, let's see what all comes included in the box. So you probably already noticed, but this is the winter green color of the phone. I think it looks fantastic. Unfortunately, for all the other versions of the Pixel 9, there is no winter green offered. This is exclusive to just the regular 9. So if you are looking for this color, then this is the phone that you will have to get. But we do have a new design this time for the box. You can see an outline of the phone right there. We'll open this up and see what we're getting, but we're really not getting much at all. We're just getting a USB-C cable for charging and data transfer. So with the Google Pixel 9, we're getting a very large 6.3-inch display, and it does feature Corning Gorilla Glass Victus 2, so that does make it extra durable. Now in addition to that, the display here is OLED, and it does feature a 120Hz refresh rate. One thing to keep in mind, and I've been mentioning this in every video that I've been making about this phone, is that by default, the phone's refresh rate is actually only 60 Hz. It's kind of strange that they even give us that feature without having it be activated by default, but that is the reality of the situation. So if you go to your display settings and then go down to here, you'll see smooth display is not enabled. However, if you do enable it, you'll then get those way faster refresh rates. And I honestly think it does make a big difference, and it makes this phone feel especially premium, which I really appreciate. Now, in addition to the OLED display, it is 1080p, so very crisp and clear. You can probably also see too that we're getting very vibrant colors, also really good viewing angles as well. So that is one of the benefits that comes along with OLED. Now we're getting a PPI 422, we're getting a 20:9 aspect ratio, so a more narrow but taller form factor, and we're getting an 86.1% screen to body ratio. So pretty small bezels all throughout, and I do appreciate too that all the bezels are symmetrical. There's a lot of phones where the top and bottom bezels are maybe bigger or smaller than the sides, but I do really like how everything is equal here. Now speaking of which, when it comes to the overall design of the phone, there are many new aspects to it this year. The biggest difference to the design is that we're getting rounded corners this time around with the Pixel 9. So the Pixel 8 and the Pixel 7, those devices had squared off corners, even the 6 for that matter also had squared off corners. So the phones looked a lot boxier, and in many ways that was actually a good thing because technically with these rounded corners, you are losing out on a little bit of screen real estate, but in return for that, the phone is comfortable to hold in your hand, and then the actual edges here on the device are also curved as well. So overall, this is probably the most comfortable Pixel to hold ever. So, you're gonna be holding your smartphone all the time. That's kind of the point of your phone, so at least have it be comfortable to hold. Another difference as well is that the camera module looks slightly different. However, in many ways, it's more of an evolution rather than really much of a redesign. This device does feature glass on the back as well as the front, and then the side panels here are made out of aluminum. On the bottom of the device, we have the USB-C port for charging and data transfer, microphone, SIM card slot, and also the main speaker. Then up top here, we have the noise-canceling microphone. On the left side of the phone, there's nothing. And then on the right side, we have the power button, volume up and volume down. And that's pretty much it. And then on the back of the phone, of course, we have the camera module and Google logo. Now, I'm not typically a big fan of having a glossy back on my device. As you can see, this is very reflective and has been picking up some fingerprints. That is a bit unfortunate, but that is the way it is. And then up top here, we do have a hole punch for the front-facing camera, and that front camera is 10.5 megapixels. Now stay tuned for later on in the video, as I'll be showing you a variety of different photo and video samples from all the various cameras here on the device. But continuing on with the typical expectations of a Pixel device, the quality is really good. Now this phone does come with 128 gigabytes of storage, which I feel like is a little bit on the low end for a base storage configuration. I feel like this phone should have started at 256 gigabytes, but for a lot of people, 128 is plenty. Now there is no micro SD card expansion, so you cannot offload photos and videos to clear up some of that internal space. You are stuck with the internal storage here on the device. But if you do want to move some of your stuff to cloud storage, I suppose that always is an option. But I definitely prefer to have a lot more internal space on my smartphone. Now this device does have wireless charging. However, keep in mind that if you're using a standard wireless charger, it does max out at 12 watts. Whereas if you use the Pixel stand with this phone, which is Pixel's wireless charger, it does give you 15-watt wireless charging. Now with this device, we're getting face unlock, which is awesome. We're also getting an in-display fingerprint sensor. So as you can see, very fast and responsive. So that's definitely very good. And then taking a look at the cameras in the back of the phone, we're getting a dual camera setup with a 50 megapixel main camera and a 48 megapixel ultra wide angle camera. Now, if you're looking for a quick and easy way to get to the camera app here on the phone, just double press in the power button and then it'll pull up the camera. So here's how things look on the camera app. This is the main rear camera. Then from there, we can go over to 0.5 to access the ultra wide angle camera. And then there's a lot of other options. There's portrait mode, of course. You can get those nice blurred out backgrounds. We can switch to the front facing camera. There's me right there. You can even crop out a little bit for a group selfie. Also under video mode, there is 4K video with both the front and rear cameras. There's also a new feature this time around called Add Me. So with Add Me, it'll merge two people into one photo. So first you take a photo of one person, then a photo of the second person, and then the two people are switching off by taking photos of each other. And then the device will merge the two people into the same photo. But let's now take a look at some camera samples from the Google Pixel 9. Now overall, I'll let these images speak for themselves, but as you know, Google's Pixel series has a great reputation when it comes to taking photos and also videos as well. So they're using a lot of machine learning to really optimize these images, and I definitely noticed that. And it really does pull out a lot of colors, and it really does a great job at kind of making every photo look good. There's a lot of devices where I'll take a photo and one looks good, one looks bad, but I've just noticed consistently, it seems like the device always kind of cleans things up and makes the images look good. And that is definitely continued here with the Pixel 9. Now beyond that, I don't think there's too many other innovations when it comes to the actual photo and video quality, but I am curious to know what you think of the quality. And it's not like the Pixel 8 or even the 7 or 6 for that matter had bad qualities. So they really have a great thing going for them with their cameras, and they're continuing that trend. But let's now take a look at some video samples from the Google Pixel 9. What's going on, everyone? This is Kevin here, coming at you with a 4K front-facing test video from the Google Pixel 9. Definitely curious to know what you think about the video and audio quality. And here is a 4K test video using the main rear camera here on the Google Pixel 9. We are getting kind of towards the end of the day here, so we're not getting direct sunlight. The sun's setting out there. And we do have very fast autofocus in video mode, which is great. And then from here, we can switch over to the ultra wide angle camera. So I just did that, and I like how you can switch between the cameras in the same video clip, so you don't have to start a new video clip to do this. Now internally here with the Pixel 9, we have the Google Tensor G4 processor, along with 12 gigabytes of RAM. Now that configuration has worked out very well for me. This phone runs super smooth. Also heading over to Geekbench 6, I did run a benchmark test, and here are the scores that I got from that test. So I got a single core score of 1721 and a multi-core score of 4181. So what I recommend doing is run this test on your current phone and then compare your scores to these scores to see how this phone actually measures up compared to the phone that you currently have. But again, it really performs like a flagship, and I really don't have anything further to say about it. And then with this device, we are getting a 4,700 milliamp hour battery, and then the phone is compatible with up to 27 watt fast charging. Now the phone does ship with Android 14 out of the box. Now Android 15 is coming pretty soon, and the good news is this phone comes with 7 major Android software updates. So it's going to be getting newer versions of Android for a long time. and that's certainly great, especially when it comes to sustainability, but also giving you the most value with your device. So technically, you could have this phone for a long time, and you're gonna have the newest versions of Android. Now, I'm not sure if this phone, or really any phone, will hold up for 7 years. I've personally never used just one phone for 7 years, so I really have no idea, but at least that is an option here. And then with this phone, we are getting NFC. We're also getting stereo speakers, so you get audio out of the main speaker on the bottom, and then also the earpiece, so that is really nice. But in conclusion, I'm a big fan of the Google Pixel 9. I think this phone is a great entry-level flagship. I do think it's a bit too expensive, but if you can buy one used or open box, I feel like you can actually get a great deal on it. So I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, definitely give it a thumbs up. But this is Kevin here. This is the Google Pixel 9, and I will see you in the next one. Take care and have a great rest of your day.